Mission should we do first? Wait, is it muted? Like I'm talking, but it's not it's muted right here. It's all the way, the volume's all the way up. It's not, it can't even hear me. Hmm, that's not normal. Yeah. Audio won't work. How do I fix the audio? Hello? Audio. Oh,
No.
right.
Well, come down and get the water then. Well, I don't need to go to the gym. I walk down them steps that many times in a day. No wonder I got big glutes.
Come close my door.
Okay.
Time for a little R&R. Ransacking and resupplying. If you need it, grab it. You've got 10 minutes to grab anything you need.
Why it feels so weird to why does it feel so weird when I have to use it? I don't know. It should be normal. That's how I sound. Weird psychological aspect going on. It's like I don't even believe that. There it is. It's me talking. It's what I sound like. But sometimes it doesn't feel like it. I don't know if that makes much sense. But sometimes it doesn't feel like I'm talking. I'm the one talking, even though I'm currently using my voice. Make that make sense. I'm the one speaking right now, but it doesn't feel like it's coming from me anymore. Everyone's able to talk. It's just that there's a lot of reasons why we might not be talking. Just saying. It's like, because the truth be told, everyone views themselves differently. That is true. Because there's a lot of things going on. You know, there's a lot of factors involved. I suppose. And then when you think about it enough, you realize. You ask those really good questions like what makes somebody who they are. It's not just traits. And having traits is a good thing, right? It means you're able to handle certain things when they happen. But at the same time, sometimes it doesn't even feel real sometimes. It feels like a blur, if you get what I mean. One moment's here and then it's gone. It's kind of fake at times. Just a little bit. I will say one thing though, there isn't really much point to any of unless there's something interesting happening, at least one interesting thing happening a day. Because if there's not really much going on, then it's just gonna feel like nothing's happening, and it's just gonna feel like this all the time, which nobody wants that either. Is that the obvious? What you want to do is obviously get rid of that feeling. Prevent it. Oh, you don't want to prevent yourself from feeling it, but you also don't want to attach too much meaning to something if you can't actually change the trajectory or whatnot. Because kind of whatever's required of me, I don't know. It just feels like too much information. It's easy to give advice. See, the problem is not. Sometimes advice is good, but the problem is that you give too much advice.
5 minutes left. Stack that loot.
If you give someone too much advice, you're overlooking the real problem, right? The real problem is they had to deal with so much on their own. That nobody even knew about. So you leave them in that situation for them to figure out for themselves. Well, eventually they're going to figure it out, but have you any idea how exhausting it actually can be? Just think about it for a second. If you literally cannot sleep, and feel tired all the time, then there's something going on that people need to know about, you know? It can't just be like that all the time. Because if it is, how are you ever going to come back to your original state where you felt like positive and calm? Because being positive and being calm does not come from everything being perfectly solved or perfectly sorted through all the time, having everything lined up in this perfect way. It's actually the opposite, because nothing is ever going to be lined up. Just exactly how you need it. Things are often always going to be against your advantages. Just a lot of the time, it feels like whatever it is you're trying to do specifically, you know, that those very specific things that lead to you actually getting better, that lead to actually solving the core issue or the core tension. Literally just it's just daily implementation. That's literally it. Yeah, daily implementation. You just get better at doing the same thing over and over again, because you're gonna have to do it over and over again. Like everyone else is gonna have to do it all over again as well. The only difference is that they learned how to do it better than you did.
2 minutes left. Keep an eye on your objective. Smash it, grab it, and get ready to run. We're heading home.
There's some things that some people do better than others. There are some things that some people know that other people don't know, and there's strengths and weaknesses that can be leveraged. But what is the point of being good at something or being the best at something when it just feels like you have to constantly perform as this figure in the eyes of other people. And instead of being genuinely comfortable in your own life. Because if you're not even comfortable in your own life, you achieve all these things that people expect of you, and all these things that happen, all these expectations that get thrown around, and all these people that demand so much of others. It's exactly what's causing all the problems, because the core discussion that would probably change everything, that would probably matter the most, that would probably actually help with the real problems, is always avoided. Is never discussed because of fear. Because of fear, the problem is avoided because of fear. The real was just discussed and put out there like, listen, this is what's actually wrong, and I need this to change, then it probably would change a lot quicker. It's not easy to say, hey, listen, I don't like this. But it's better to say that too, because, you know, it's not wrong either. I just find it kind of funny because the problem that we think we have is not the problem that we actually have. The problem that we truly have, when we were children, we weren't thinking about the same things. But that's not my point. When you actually come to realize that a lot of whatever is going on is actually completely internalized to a point of where there are things that you're not sharing that could be helpful to mention, because what usually ends up happening when you keep a lot of things to yourself and you deal with a lot of things all by yourself, and you do all, and you expect all of these things, it's not very good. It's not good because you never actually get to like genuinely like relax, in a sense that like you can easily go to sleep, wake up, and handle everything the next day. This is exactly what I mean. Doing that does not feel possible. Pretty much. When you put it in the open and you say it like that, that's pretty much what it is. It feels like whatever you were able to do in the past, a lot easier than you were able to do it now. It feels like doing it now feels impossible. And there's many reasons why people really need to talk more about that because I don't think it gets talked about enough. How a lot of people hide how they actually feel about not just the situation they're in, but how they actually feel separate of the situation or the separate of anything, just like as a whole. Feel like if you cannot even participate and enjoy things as they are, it feels like you've been shoved in a container, and your voice is being constantly muted, and what you actually want to do never actually happens, and you keep avoiding, like the situation that you actually want to be in, because you've never been in that position before, and you think that being in that position would be impossible to manage. But the moment that you're there, confusing because you think you need to do more, but you actually don't need to do that much at all. The funny thing is that you're probably fine just right where you are, just right now. But the problem is not about where somebody is. It's about what they're thinking about. It's not, the problem is not about me. It's about what I'm thinking about, okay? And what's true is this. If I didn't think as much, then I probably wouldn't feel as anxious. And if I didn't, you know, it's a matter of avoiding specific things, not to say that avoiding everything is not the solution, but avoiding specific things that actually make it harder to move in a direction that feels meaningful is what actually makes everything feel pointless. It's not actually about the fear of moving. It's a lot deeper than that. It's not just fear, it's exhaustion, because what happens when a problem exists for such a long time and it has yet to be addressed in the open? Exhaustion is the natural result of that. Because if you keep having to handle and deal with every last thing, every single thing, all by yourself, you know what happens. You usually just run out of energy. And
am I gonna get sick? I have a complicated inner life.
you run out of energy and that's it. You can't do anything.
What say ye? Rich as a pharaoh!
It's not even that you couldn't handle something. Sometimes it's actually the fact that you had too much to handle and you shut down because of it, right? And no one thinks about this either. The reality of what someone actually has to manage under the surface is never disclosed. You might see
Don't tell
someone's,
me what's in.
you might see someone's
Whoa!
face, but you don't see what they're doing. You don't see what they have to do in their day-to-day experience. And so the more that I expand my awareness, the less greedy that someone is. You know, open your eyes a little bit and you realize that, it's not exactly, it's not that you're not enough, it's just that you've been overwhelmed by so many things that forgot how to enjoy basic experiences that everyone has a right to enjoy. It just feels like talking to yourself is not the permanent solution to that. But I feel like everyone works toward things for this exact reason, to prevent this. But the funny thing is, that when you lose the most important things that mean the most, all in a row, what usually ends up happening is you lose the ability to care. You know, you just lose the ability to even care about anything. And it drains the fun. It means that even though experiencing something like this
This zone is about to get clobbered by a
is what I had
monster
hoped
squall.
for
We've
a
got
couple
20
years
minutes to
ago,
evacuate
what
the
I had hoped
survivors.
for
Good luck.
is now happening. So it's not that I didn't Not that I didn't get what I hoped for, because I asked for this a year or 2 years ago. This is what I genuinely wanted, right? But that's the funny part. The funny part is, I did get what I wanted. So, things should be left at that, and I should just be happy with where I'm at now. Appreciate what I'm able to do. Which I do appreciate what I'm able to do, and I like where I'm at. I like it.
They're attacking me!
But where it comes to where the point of the problem actually begins,
Survivor in danger. Keep up the good work.
is that everything feels like a chore instead of an enjoyable activity, right? So I can understand. Everyone has a fundamental right to enjoying an experience for what it is. As I have probably been to, what was it, 1, 2, I think 3, 2 different countries, and 1 territory, so it's not that I haven't been to places, it's that I've been to too many places. It's not that I haven't been to any places, it's that I've been to too many places, and that my brain is short-circuiting, because I have been too many places, and too much has happened too quickly, and my brain is trying to process all of those events, and it feels like I'm spinning on a wheel, and I'm unable to recover from all of that. It's a lot. Not just head count. It's about respecting how the person actually feels.
Survivor in danger.
I don't want to die! Please help! I'm under attack! Whoa,
Spotted.
The world would be way better if people just respected each other. Or, like, a little bit more. Understand what people actually have to deal with would be pretty nice. Actually have some understanding.
Survivor in danger.
Feeling the need to constantly explain yourself feels draining, of course. Doesn't feel the need to explain yourself. It's just tiring. You just want to have a night to yourself and just be like, alright, we're allowed to sleep now, this is fine. We're good where we at, and you don't need to do much. There's all of this random, like, expectation that comes out of nowhere. I'm not sure why. The worst kind of feeling is when it's self-imposed. I know that in the past. Well, it's really about anything, actually. Just all of a sudden things are coming up.
Another one. Life saved.
And I really don't think it's such a complex ask. Right? It's someone wants to go to bed at 9 p.m. every night
Survivor in danger.
and take care of tasks while during the day,
Good save.
then I would say that that's pretty good. You're doing a good job. First of all, I would measure it by, are you actually getting quality sleep? Okay, first of all, have you actually said well at all? Okay, just think about it. If you can't sleep more than 2 hours, then of course you're gonna have problems. If you literally cannot, I know for me, I literally fail so hard at the
Survivor in
simplest
danger.
things. The reason for that is because
Survivor in danger.
dysregulated emotion, dysregulated internal
Survivor in danger.
Laws. A lot of complex issues, right? Layered on top of it. And it makes it no easier for me to do what I need to do. To do my job. So
Check your map for the location of the medkit.
there's a lot of realizations.
Another saved life. Oh, you make it.
that come into play.
We're gonna need a bigger base. Survivor in danger.
But it's more than just realizing a bunch of things. There's more to it than that. It's about finding find things to say about yourself. That's it. Sometimes that's all you need. Say nice things about yourself. That's it. Because if you keep constantly expecting unlimited things and you got unlimited demands, you're never going to get a break. You're never actually going to be able to relax.
All right.
Or actually be able to rest and realize that everyone else is also dealing with
More humans, fewer corpses.
a bunch of things you
Win-win.
can't even imagine. So why? Why continue to torture myself when I can relieve myself right now of it? The funny thing is, it just feels like having an endless conversation with yourself, right? A conversation that never really ends, and that the solution never really comes. It's almost like you just find a way to deal with the thing.
Survivor in danger. Oh, you make it.
But if you have a voice, you should probably use it because it does have power. There is power behind it. And if I had already made videos on the subject that have a good time for this, I already laid the foundation for that. The foundation was already laid. So I should be prepared for whatever happens without it being a problem,
Check your map
without
for
it
the
being
location
too
of the
stressful,
medkit.
and without it being taking it on calm. Because I'm not in the same position as others. Which also means that I don't need to rush my way to a certain place. I don't need to rush my way to that end. I can take my time while I get there. And not have to arrive immediately.
Good save.
It's fine as it is for now. Because this is just how it is. This is the way that it currently is, but that does not mean the way it will remain, right? Not everything will stay just like this. People's moods change. People's opinions change. Even the choices that people make also changes. All of these things happen all at once. We live in a very complicated world, okay? And it's very hard to find our true selves. But once we do, once we manage to,
Saving lives.
we realize that whatever it is that we deal with, we have the power to change it ourselves. We don't need to wait for someone to give us permission to change something. Or tell us, now's a good time for you to do this. You tell yourself when it's a good time to do it. You tell yourself when it is a good time to make a choice. And that's the real power that no one actually discusses. That whatever it is that you want to improve, you can improve it, and it is completely possible. You can improve it. Everything that you want to happen is...
You saved everyone!
It's gonna happen. It will.
You saved everyone!
You just have to believe it. You can't expect things to float out of nowhere. You did it. So minutes pass by very quickly, but it's important to check in on ourselves because if no one else is doing it, then we have to do it because we're us. But there's a lot going on inside of people's minds that it doesn't really come to surface because sometimes just doing the simple action that leads to, the result that you wanted, it feels like climbing a mountain. It feels like, oh, what's the point of this if I get nothing out of it? But at least something actually happened. So like, the difference is you didn't do anything, nothing happened. You did something, something actually happened because what you did determined what will happen next. The very thing that you do determines what happens next. It's not even about doing all of the right things. It's not about making all of the right choices. That's literally impossible to do. No one ever has always made the right choice. No one ever will always make the right choice. It's not about making perfect choices here. It's not about making perfect decisions. It's not about doing everything right. It's about not giving a damn if you fuck up, because you're going to fuck up. Everyone is going to fuck up. Everyone is going to fail. Everyone is going to mess up at something. It's not about messing up. It's not about any of this stuff. All of this is not what actually the problem is. The problem is the inability to deal with something that you know needs to change, that hasn't changed for such a long time. When something remains the way it is for too long, it's almost forcing you to make not a massive shift, but just even the slightest change that leads to you respecting yourself more, because the more that you respect yourself, the more that you respect yourself, the more you will be able to find calm, and you'll be able to manage, you'll be able to control what needs to be controlled. You'll be able to handle the things that come in the way, the things that come up. You'll feel like more capable of managing and handling it instead of letting it ruin you. But the hardest part for me I don't exactly have a normal problem because the way I think about myself and the way I see everything and the way I do what I'm doing, the things that I do, the way that I do it, everything about me is just weird and unique, but that's fine. Well, never really expected anything other than that. I mean, even in grades, when I think about what I did in school, well, no different. Kind of pretty much exactly the same thing as now.
2 down. Let's find the next one. The encampments are getting stronger. Make sure you're prepared.
It was not so much of, it was not as much so much about what I was doing, but what it actually was about how I was feeling about what happened to me and how I felt about what is happening right now. It's not that I needed to it's not so much that I needed to control everything that was happening around me. It's just that I actually just felt like I just want to get away from everything.
15 minutes to
I
complete
didn't
the
want to be a
mission.
part of it anymore. Because it was too much. It stopped feeling enjoyable and it started feeling stressful. Once something stops being enjoyable and starts feeling like a chore or a job, instead of actually enjoyable, like in the way I used to have fun, like in the way I used to enjoy things, make lighthearted jokes. I miss those things.
You're the best. I can't believe it. You're the best.
Because it's what I actually... I don't say it out loud, but it's what I actually value. It's actually what I value. It's not getting things done perfectly. But the capacity to enjoy an experience you know is fleeting. Because everything that's happening right in the present is a fleeting experience that passes and is replaced by a new one.
You're done, encampment. Next one's
No
looking
matter
down.
what was
You can do
discussed, no matter how emotional it got, one
Found the
event
next
was
one.
replaced
Check
by
out your
another
map.
one. One event is replaced with another event. And yet,
Take her.
fundamental need and requirement remains the exact same. The expectation remains the same.
Keep
The
that
need
streak
remains the
going.
same. And it just feels so stupid.
Keep that streak going.
Sometimes. Okay.
Take it out.
I couldn't talk about it enough. It wouldn't change. Talking about it enough, it wouldn't change the way it is. It also wouldn't change how I feel about it.
Comeback time.
And as much as I do have fun, sometimes, that being this happy person, this positive person that
4 in a row! Amazing!
always has a smile on
Get
their
ready
face
for more, Commander.
is not actually easy to do. This quote-unquote handling stuff
There it is.
does not at all feel like
Get that encampment!
what I thought I would have to be dealing with. If that makes sense. What I thought I had to deal with versus the reality of what I actually had to deal with. No one gave me instructions for how to actually handle that, right? But it's also important to give myself credit where credit is due. But it's also important to make sure that I'm not thinking too
This
hard
encampment is not active.
about something that I literally can do nothing about. Because even if I made the right choice, it still feels like I made the wrong choice. And there's something of that needs to be talked about that's yet to be talked about, clearly. And whatever way of viewing something may be fundamentally flawed.
Search, destroy,
Because,
found one. Check out your map. This is the big time. Get
there is
ready.
such a thing as overdoing something. And it almost feels like you think too much about someone
10
else.
minutes left. Stay the
You
course.
think too much about other people, and you forget about yourself. You forget about what you actually need and what you actually want for yourself. You kind of dismiss yourself in a way. Slowly diminishes your sanity. You realize that
Alright, let's try that
the only
again.
person that actually matters is you, and you should really take your feelings seriously. You know? But I didn't take my feelings seriously for a long time. And the more that I begin to seriously, the more I see things happening in the way that I actually want. That the experience is the point. Everyone is just trying to do the same thing in a different way, and it's okay. I think what people need to learn is that it's okay to do it in your way, because the only person that is left to criticize your methods is yourself.
If you keep pushing on, we might clear the zone.
And if other people are even spending time criticizing your
We're on the next
methods,
one. Check out your map.
their criticism of you speaks highly of how they view themselves. If you can view yourself in a way that makes you feel better, if you can view yourself in a way that makes you feel positive about the person that you are right now, regardless of what you have, regardless
Another
of
big fight.
where you
Here
are,
we go.
and when I mean where you are, I mean honestly, where actually are you? What is it that's actually missing? You're allowed to be as honest as you want. Because there's a lot of people that are currently in a position that they're satisfied with, and then there's a lot of people that aren't. And I think that the more that we get all of these problems in the open, the better.
They're against the rope. Keep it up. Found one. Check out your map.
It actually makes things feel possible
Here we
again.
go. You know what to do. Gotcha.
So instead of everything that you do feeling like a chore, it's possible to make things feel genuinely enjoyable again. The only way to do that is by stop expecting. You have to stop. You just have to like stop expecting something to happen. Just end the expectation.
Yeah, only one more. Found the next one. Check out your map. This is it. Good luck.
And another part of it is giving yourself permission to take a break. Because it's completely valid. Especially for people that have been, you know, they deal with a lot every day and they don't get very much time to actually relax and reset so they can actually handle things once again. Because in the past I might have handled situations
The zone is cleared.
way better than I,
Good work. Let's head home.
because in the past I've handled situations way easier than I do now, right? And I feel like a lot of people, they develop a different sense of being, you know, of capability with handling certain problems. While some people are more sensitive to them, and it's just very different. Of like these it's like a developmental kind of like developmental differences. Because everyone experiences the world through two eyes, but like obviously, like this is the most basic truth. Everyone has two eyes. I mean, so you're able to see. It's not that you're blind. The problem is not that you're blind. You're not blind. You can see things clearly. It's not that you can't see. It's that you can see. It's not that you're blind, it's that you can see. You see too much. You know too much. And it slows you down. It makes it harder to actually it makes it harder to do anything. Alright. Because nobody is meant to hold on to those things. And not everyone does. Not everyone does. Not everyone does, and not everyone has to, because most people don't even think about it. And it feels like every second that's spent thinking about something that I know I have no business handling, it just feels like, what am I doing? What am I doing to myself? I could just spend my time feeling better, spend my time trying to get better, than think about something so big, so impossible, that what actually needs to happen is no simpler than drinking water and going to sleep for 9 to 10 hours and doing a little bit of work. Because in reality, that's all it is. In reality, that's probably all I would need to do to actually feel better. Just get sleep. Just get actual sleep. That's probably
We've got
it.
an opportunity to strike an approaching horde. Get ready for a fight. We've got 10 minutes
That's
to take
funny
out
too
as
when you
many
do things that are
hostages
actually
as
good for you.
possible. If you bag
When you
enough
do things that are
hostages,
actually
we
good
win.
for you, it feels
If
dangerous.
you don't, we don't. Don't forget to collect those husk and mist monster samples.
That's the irony.
Don't forget, the storm is closing in, so watch the map.
The irony
Bonus
is,
objectives are in play.
the irony is when you're doing something that is actually good for you, it feels dangerous because it's actually helping you. It's actually helping you. It's actually improving you. It's actually changing how you feel and how you respond and how you make decisions and how you choose and how you navigate all of these things without judgment and without fear and without blocking yourself. Without blocking yourself. Because it feels like anything. Have I been? It's never that I was an inconvenience to others. I was never an inconvenience to others. People actually appreciated having me around. But I don't even know how to be there for myself. When I need myself. That cuts way deeper. Because without that, that's pretty much the core of your life experience and how you derive meaning from your experiences. Instead of life feeling like this big mechanical task to survive through, the moment that I stop expecting things to look perfect, the moment I stop expecting things to work out a certain way,
Tinker spotted!
I give myself permission to fail. I give myself permission to do basic things that everyone has the right to do. Things that I probably have earned years ago. It's like I never actually fully congratulate myself. I've never taken the time to slow down and congratulate myself for what I've genuinely survived through. Which is pretty much way more than I'm capable of processing. Way more than I'm actually able to handle at the moment. It's bordering on overwhelm. If I'm being quite honest, whenever I do something, whatever it is, never felt like me. And I'm not sure if that's the right way of saying it. But it feels like something I need to say.
Help! That hurt.
My gut says something's wrong or my heart says something's wrong, then I have to trust it because it's the guiding tool I have. Alright, if something is off, then I have to believe, I have to trust that clearly something's not right. I know it isn't because it literally feels wrong and it makes me feel sick. And if something makes me feel sick, then we need to talk about it. Otherwise, nothing will change.
5 minutes left. Storm's closing in.
Especially not in a way that feels rewarding. And also not in a way that feels like
They got me!
it gives me the sense of feeling like I am in control. That I can actively decide what happens. I can determine it for myself. And you have to talk it out. Because everybody deals with so much more than what you think. And whatever you think that they have, that you don't have, just remember that it's all a charade. Anyways, it's most likely a charade. If your life looks better, it's probably no different than yours. It's probably exactly as flawed. It's probably just as flawed as theirs. But it feels like having this amount of freedom is dangerous, even though it's what you had wished for in the past. When you were 14 years old, when you were 13 years old, 15, 16. What you wanted or what you needed changed. What you wanted or what you needed changed. And that's completely normal. You're not always going to want or need the same thing forever because you're no longer the same person. And need is not dependent on things being said a certain way. But when you're having compassion, having compassion for yourself and recognizing that I was the one that did this. And I'm gonna acknowledge what I did completely and be like, okay, yep, I did all this and I deserve to feel accomplished. Instead of judging, hating, pressuring, distracting myself, forgetting what I did, and dismissing my progress.
Bonus challenge success! Good job, team! Take her! It's getting too dangerous. I have to pull you out now.
Also, another important reminder, I think it's something that everybody needs to hear, but it definitely helps. Whatever it is, whatever it is that you think is going to stay as a problem, most likely will go away at some point. Um, whatever is currently getting in the way is not always going to be in the way. Um, everything passes, even if it feels endless, even if the very smallest things feel that much harder to do. It's a it's more like a problem of self-expression because when somebody doesn't feel like they've expressed themselves fully, they're gonna feel like they're gonna feel like no, they're gonna feel like they're suffocated because that's what's happening. Slowly but surely, it's not being mentioned, and the longer that somebody waits for something that they know is probably not going to come, it's painful. It's not it's not helping. It's not helping one bit, right? It's not helping one bit. So the only reasonable thing that you can actually do is by all I have to do really is just acknowledge what it is. I just have to acknowledge what it is. It's not about it was never about where I was or what I was doing. It's about feeling capable feeling capable of handling. What's in front of me. That's it. That's it. That's all. Just being able to handle what's in front of me. That's all. If I can handle what's in front of me, that's it. That's all I need to do for now, and that's enough. I was just zooming way too far out. And you know what happens? Guess what happens when we pay too much attention to the wrong thing? The right thing always gets shoved away. When that one thing, that one little thing that we can do, that one little thing we can do is probably going to lead to all the other things that we need. That we need for our peace, not for preserving our peace, for preserving our sanity, and for gaining more clarity and control over a chaotic situation so that we can survive the noise. Because there has been a lot of noise, a lot of disruption, a lot of blocks. There's been, you know, there's always going to be something that gets in the way almost all the time. It's inevitable that within the next 10 days, whether it's what I want to happen, whether it's something I don't like, whether it's something that I do like, the only guarantee is that the next day will come. And so I decide completely what happens with that time. I get to decide what happens on that day, maybe. But I can guarantee you that if I keep getting error messages and pop-ups to verify my account when I've already done so, and I've already fucking logged in, then yeah, no,